Hey friends, this is Amanda Narduzzi. Thanks for hopping into my channel here. So today's reading, instead of doing individual signs, I'm gonna have to do collective readings. I took a few days off because I had like a really bad chest congestion cold thing going on, and my voice hasn't gotten better. It's actually gotten worse. So I'm gonna do a collective reading, and we're going to take like maybe a few cards to zoom in on between Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But we're just gonna get like a collective free flow type of energy. All that I ask is that you drop into your heart space, connect with your spirit guides, your angels, your loved ones on the other side, anybody you can connect to on the other side. That way you can hone into the seat of your intuition and figure out which messages are for you, which messages are for others. We're going to do free flow, this for the general collective, and then we'll dive into each individual sign for specific cards. This reading is going to be for April 22nd to April 28th. If you are seeing this at the time of the full moon, we do have a full moon in Scorpio coming up on the 23rd. So watch out for the energies around this time, be it today. The energy would apply to yesterday, probably like a few days after the full moon as well. So just keep that in mind that is lingering. So that being said, excuse me, we have the Six of Wands. So this is spirit calling you. This is almost like, okay, I'm hearing something about angel guidance calling you to step forward into your power. The Six of Wands is about leading. This is about taking charge. This is about moving forward in the direction that you want to go in life. But the Six of Wands is almost like you need to summon yourself. Spirit says, you take the lead and we will follow. We don't want you to wait for any external stimuli to lead you forward. Okay, this is really weird because maybe it's because I haven't channeled in a few days, but I feel like because I'm doing collectives, like it's coming through extra strong right now. But it's almost like they're like, you need to stop waiting for signs to act. We need you to act today. We need you to act now. And it's not even so much as do it because they asked you to, but like it's almost like if you're going to show up, then you need to make that call and show up for yourself. That's the Six of Wands energy. And Spirit's like you've been a little bit complacent for a while. Maybe you were in the Hermit stage for a while. You have the Hermit card, the Knight of Wands. In your hermit stage, I feel like some of you are coming out of this, and I feel like some of you are in the midst of a hermit stage now. But while you are in this state of being solo, like you're having the solo time, but the Knight of Wands, it's almost like you have this inspiration coming up. So some of you might not actually gain inspiration unless you are by yourself. So you might have to pull away from others in order to get this sense of inspiration, because that's where the grounding happens. That's where a lot of the I'm hearing, okay, I keep getting like angelic stuff with you. So like I'm hearing something about angelic frequencies adjusting. So it's almost like you were in an adjustment period and now you are kind of coming out and joining the fray again. But you were in a state of hermitude, solitude for a while, and then gaining that, it's almost like there was friction created, maybe because you haven't been creating for a while, or you haven't been acting on your goals or your dreams or ambitions for a while, because that's what the Knight of Wands is all about, going for your dreams and ambitions, right? You also have the Four of Swords, and you have the, excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Swords is about needing to take your rest, but on the other hand, the Knight of Pentacles is about taking your ideas and then just taking action on them and then seeing what grows. The Knight of Pentacles has a fertile energy field. It has a fertile field, and it's like, okay, I have all these seeds and I'm just going to throw things out and then see where the sun shines the brightest, see where I can easily get to, like, the well, see what I can water the easiest, and see what grows the most. I'm looking at these cards and I'm actually seeing a parallel. It's almost like this issue of balance, because on the one side of the spread you have the Four of Swords and the Hermit, which it indicates coming back to yourself and resting. But on the other side of the spread you have two Knights, which are both, first of all, Knights are exploratory cards regardless of which suit it is at in the tarot. It's almost like you need to take the lead, but it's also like you're responsible for your own balance too. So it's like the Hermit and the Knight of Wands being on opposite ends of the spectrum here. So it's like coming back to yourself occasionally. It's almost like this cycle that you're in doesn't end. But that's not necessarily not like this. If some of you find yourself in a self-sabotaging or beating up cycle, that's not what this is referencing. It's almost like your cycle of creation or your cycle of doing and success. It's almost like it does have to kind of come in phases. And it's almost like, because maybe that's the best way that you operate. If you operate with like the new and the full moons and such, like it's almost like something that Spirit wants you to tune into if you follow the phases of the moon. But I mean, I see like a very distinct parallel, because the Four of Swords and the Hermit, like they're very much again, coming back to yourself types of cards. And the Knights are exploratory, creating, they are taking initiative. And then it's almost like, especially when they're drawing distinct parallels like this, it's just interesting. But with the Four of Swords here, it's coming back to rest, and the Knight of Pentacles going out and kind of, it's almost like taking your ideas from your rest. So in the times of, okay, this is the very interesting thing that's coming through. With the Hermit, when you're in a hermit mode, when you're spending time in solitude and when you're grounding yourself, that's when your ideas come to you, and that's when you feel inspired. When you rest and take care of your body and get that energy, that physical energy boost that you need, it's almost like that sets in ideas, and it's almost like it puts you on the receiving end of opportunities. It's also like when you get ideas like this, it's like the Hermit brings you inspiration. Being in solitude brings you the motivation, whereas like the Four of Swords and the meditation brings you the ideas and the external opportunities, because it's almost like that's when like some type of psychic recalibration or angelic recalibration is happening when you are in a state of rest and meditation. And then that's when like your inner world is calmed, and that's when the outer world can it almost like modifying your inner world helps modify what you can attract. So it's offering, Spirit's kind of offering me that kind of relationship dynamic of when you come into solitude, when you are on your own, doing your own thing, this is when you are motivated to create. This is when you want to go out and explore and like achieve that success. When you like, it's almost like you're getting yourself, like you're hyping yourself up and you're feeling in a good headspace, right? And then again, when you're resting and meditating, that's when you are being like, that's when ideas are being like ingrained in your soul. And then it's almost like you're figuring out which opportunities to take from there, if that makes sense. So I'm seeing like direct relationships of do these things to get to the Knights. So harness these energies of coming back to yourself and taking care of the body and tending to the inner world to lead to exploring, and I'm hearing furthering your career. I'm also hearing furthering your destiny. So that being said, we're going to dive into some oracle cards. And this is where I'll branch off into the specific signs. So we're going to do Cancer first. We're going to pull one from each deck for Cancer, one for Scorpio, and one for Pisces. So let's give each one a good shuffle, and then if you would like, I offer timestamps below in the description box. So you can go ahead and skip to your sign where we can go into the specifics. Or you can just join me and chill out. Ooh-wee. Let's get Cancer together here. Scorpio friends. And we have Pisces friends. And then everyone will also get their own dice roll as well. So let's get into Cancer first. So we have here Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. So you might have to harness two truths for a while. The Dolphin Spirit is not only a playful spirit, but they also understand that as the tides go up and they're very happy, the tides also come down, and they have to acknowledge that they can't always jump as high as they would like. So it's not this or that. It's not black or white. It is both black and white exist. This and that are true. My perspective and their perspective is true. So they both coexist. It's understanding the paradox, and that's something that can be best understood when you go into hermit mode. It's almost like you are recognizing that duality, because if you spend, I'm getting for a lot of you Cancer, it's like when you step out of your body and you get involved in, like, not like getting involved in other people's a bad thing, but it's almost like you're meshing with other people's energy too much. And when you do that, I kind of see you like not adopting their mindset, but it's almost like you are, because you're empathetic and understanding, you are hearing their mindset. And it's almost like you don't want to become one with that, because you do understand that, you know, reality is like a walking paradox, or that to live in reality, you need to understand that this and that are true. It's a big yin yang Taoism, like, duality thing. And you already have a strong understanding of this, but again, when it's almost like you're soaking up everybody else's perspectives, and sometimes the people around you can think in a very gray and white type of, or no, like a very black and white type of mentality. So making sure, again, that hermit mode is going to be very important for coming back and, you know, getting back in touch with your duality, because that's where your power lies. I'm hearing that's where a great deal of your creativity can reach the masses, or at least whatever you're trying to do, like whatever your goals are, whatever your successor, wherever your successor ambition lies. It's almost like that duality rests in your creativity. That understanding is what draws people to you. So keeping that alive and well and understanding that. Also, pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. This is basically just like, you know, you have a strong intuitive understanding of the world, and spirit wants you to employ this in your practice. So regardless of what it is you're doing, I find creativity and psychic abilities are just like this. And even if you don't identify as a psychic, it doesn't really matter. We are all walking psychics. We are all our own guides here. You know, we connect with our guides, our higher selves, whatever, but we also have a higher self. We also, like, people who claim they're not spiritual at all and walk this earth like without that spiritual guidance, they still feel that inner guidance. They're still following an inner voice. They're still following what they want to do. They are their own guide. But that's nothing short of amazing. Like, you know, and that's basically the same thing that we're doing, but it's a different perspective, right? So understanding that, again, with that Six of Wands, understanding that you have the power. And it's almost like, and again, I'm hearing like, claim it. If you have an area of your life where you feel other people are encroaching on it, claim it. State your boundaries, or state, this is my thing. This is my turf, and I am, like, this is what I'm good at, or this is what I want to do. It's almost like some of you need to come up and make a statement of some sort. You also have self-acceptance. So understanding that you will get nowhere if you do not embrace yourself. So this is, you can be successful, but it's almost like I see you pushing a boulder up a hill. If you don't accept yourself, that boulder is going to be extremely, extremely heavy, and it's going to be very difficult, because you're going to have the rest of the world beating you down, and you're going to need a dose of self-acceptance to get to where you want to go. Depending on what this is for you, you'll know exactly, like, the physical manifestation of the energy to apply this to, the energy that I'm reading, like, you'll know physically where to apply it to. If you are on the path, first of all, of, like, if you're trying to do content creation, or if you're trying to be like an entrepreneur, or even if you're not, if you're trying to like appeal to a bunch of people, I don't know why I'm getting like appealing to people for you, but if you're like trying to cater to other people, or I wouldn't say cater, but if you're trying to bring yourself, your authentic self, to other people, and you're sharing your creativity with other people, I do feel like there are like-minded souls out there. So having a certain amount of self-acceptance will help teach others that that's okay too. And that's, again, where you are the pillar of light for other people, because you already have a lot of these gifts. You already have the gift of self-acceptance. I feel like for you, for whatever reason, Cancer, because you understand the inner workings of life, it's almost like you can bring it out a lot easier than some other people. And it is a challenge presented to you in this lifetime, only because you are meant to teach it to others. You are meant to you're meant to learn it yourself. You're meant to learn self-acceptance yourself, so you can teach it to others and offer that grace to others. You basically, you are teaching others, hey, I'm offering this grace to me. Here's how you can offer it to yourself. You also have Owl Spirit, and I'll pull the deck from this, or I'll pull the book from this, so we can figure out what that's all about. Abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. Excuse me. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When in balance, generous, trusting, and secure. When out of balance, money quarrels or scarcity mindset. To bring into balance and offering. So I feel like for some of you, this is an offer. I'm hearing for whatever reason, an offering of your time, an offering of like whatever it is, whatever this thing is that you're trying to do, offer your time, offer it the space to grow into what it needs to grow into. Because a lot of this friction, a lot of this tension that you're feeling is because you might have stalled on creating for a little bit, or you haven't created. Okay, or you haven't done anything with your goals, and it's almost like your soul is feeling that, and your soul is like, you need to go, you need to do something, right? So I'm going to roll the dice for you, and then we're going to move on to the next sign. You have 431, Pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. You are aligned with intelligence and divine love that will support you when required. Trust. One more time. You are aligned with intelligence and divine love that will support you when required. Trust. And that's actually, I opened it up to the wrong number, so I guess I was meant to read that one too. So that was your message. In addition to, you are surrounded by a group of angels, saints, and masters who are encouraging you to stay focused and aligned with the light. One more time, you are surrounded by a group of angels, saints, and masters who are encouraging you to stay focused and aligned with the light. So again, line up your vibrations with the best that you can, and also like best intentions is what I'm hearing. Hold the best intentions and trust that you have the divine love, that you have the intelligence to step up to the plate. You have the ability and you have the guidance. So there's no reason this Six of Wands energy shouldn't be taking place if you stepping up and taking the lead, Cancer. So that being said, go ahead and take the lead. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, Scorpio, we're moving on to the next one. I'm going to try to roll through this because I am on the verge of losing my voice. You've got Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. So just understand that any type of magic that's happening around this time, like it's all through you, baby. So moderate your inner energy levels, especially with this full moon in Scorpio coming around. That is in your sign, but depending on your astrology chart, it's going to impact you in a different way. It impacts everyone in a different way. So just trust, though, that I feel like this is like you're making magic happen. This is the Magician card in the tarot. This is, you have a lot of resources available to you, divine inspirations moving through you, whatever it is you want to succeed at, create. Again, it's almost, I'm hearing like business. So whatever that is, put that into motion, take small steps. I'm getting like, I'm hearing like some of you are like taking big, like I'm seeing somebody like do swimming strokes. And some of you, like, it's baby steps. I'm seeing for some baby steps, but for a lot of you, it's taking big strokes, big action. Some of you, this is a very powerful time to take that big action and take those big steps that you could have been holding off on. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. The full moon is a time for releasing, and I don't know why I want to talk about full moon with you guys, but maybe it's because it's in your sign. So this is where you are releasing things. Ancestral patterns, this is literally just any of your soul patterns from past lifetimes. This is the time, though, to work on those things, to step out of that cage that you've put yourself in. This is literally like, and again, it's almost like something has been imprinted on you. I'm hearing the word imprinted. Something has been imprinted on you either in this lifetime or in your soul from past lifetimes. And it's almost like it's being drawn or it's being put up at this time. So if something has come up and it hasn't come up in a very long time and you're frustrated because you're like, why is this coming up? Just understand that it is something to be worked through. It's something that Spirit wants you to look at now. It's coming up now for a reason. So give it that time, honor it, and then I'm hearing let it go. Spiritual growth. This is a time for spiritual growth. So again, doing the work will help boost this process a little bit more. I do feel you getting divine nudges from different directions. Some of it also I'm getting divine detours. Some of it might feel like divine detours, and that is okay. You might be like stepping off of or seeming to step off of the path for a little bit, but I'm just hearing you'll circle right back. So again, just focus on this thing for a little bit, sort through this energy, get it together, because it's almost like whatever's to be healed or whatever's to be brought up at that time will be necessary for the next step ahead. You also have starfish. I'm pulling from the Animal Spirit Guidebook for this one so we can talk about it. Beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, uplifting, artistic, expressive. When out of balance, gossips, feels empty. And to bring into balance, positive friends. So again, if you have a positive support community, lean on them. For a lot of you, this is coming back to hermit mode. Your balance, the way that you balance is going to look different for everyone. But in order to step up and take that lead with that Six of Wands energy, I really do feel like that perhaps, you're used to wearing a mask with other people, and that's okay. We all do it. But it almost comes like it's almost like spirits, like there comes a time where spirits like, okay, but now you need to remember who you are. Now you need to remember what you came here to do. Now you need to understand that here are the areas of your life I'm getting overextending yourself. So there may be areas of life where you are overextending yourself, or you are trying to measure yourself up to somebody else's greatness. And in that comparison, it's almost like you've gotten lost on your true goals. And it's almost like you are fighting the true fight. Just make sure that you are fighting for your own truth and not for somebody else's fight, if that makes sense. Just make sure that you are going for your goal, like the energy, the type of energy that you put in. Again, I'm hearing the word mesmerizing from that starfish. So it's almost like you have this beauty and this magic and this amazing desire and this skill to fight. Just make sure, again, that you are fighting for your battles, your success, your ambition. It is amazing to help others on the way. Just don't completely align with their vision, okay? Lastly, we're going to roll your angel dice here. You have 707. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I always read these messages twice because they're short and sweet. God has heard your prayers and wants you to know that the miracles you need to be in alignment with your highest goodness and truth are coming your way now. Enjoy the magic. One more time, God has heard your prayers and wants you to know that the miracles you need to be in alignment with your highest goodness and truth are coming your way now. Enjoy the magic. So again, another reference to magic, the word magic. So understanding again that you have like this powerful manifesting ability right now, Scorpio. Some of you might actually be feeling very high vibrational around this time. And it's through the action of taking action for yourself that you are releasing those soul patterns, those soul contracts, things like that. Things that are, again, caged, imprinted in your soul, keeping you stuck, That being said, that was the rest of your reading, Scorpio. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'll see you next time, and I'm going to move on to Pisces. Bye. All right, Pisces, give me like one hot minute. Let me get a drink for my coffee. I'm going to try flying through this because I am losing my voice. So, Pisces, we're going to get into it. Whale spirit. Trust the great mystery. So I'm hearing like you're not going to understand the next steps. There are steps available to you, but it's almost like you're not going to understand them when they come into play. But I'm talking to people who are highly intuitive. I'm talking to people who, it's almost like they have this direction and they have a trust for the direction that they're going into. So Pisces, whenever you feel that energy of knowing the step to take and not really understanding why, take that step and just understand that Spirit is asking you just to remind yourself along the way to trust in the great mystery. It's almost like you are on the right path. Okay, you are on the right journey. And I almost see a question coming in of like, did I veer? Did I make, it's almost like you can get caught in this overthinking pattern of, did I step in the right direction? Did I make the right move? And it's almost like before you make decisions, there might be some type of analysis paralysis going on, I'm getting, where it's like, but Spirit's like, we don't want you to question any further. You're doing amazing at this. We want you to keep working on it. I see you having done progress on this already, and you've been practicing your intuition, practicing trusting your gut. And it's almost like Spirit's like, okay, good. This is a continuation of that practice. Keep going. You also have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? You don't have to be a woman to identify with this card, but this is that inner warrior in us all. This is that inner warrior in you. Okay? This is big, badass Mulan energy. She's cutting her hair off. She's going out to war despite the rest of her culture saying women can't go to war, women can't do what men do, and you're doing it anyway. So regardless of what society is expecting of you, regardless of what everybody around you says is like the greatest thing or like not the greatest thing for you, it's almost like blessings be on your path. I just heard the word blessings. So it doesn't really matter what you choose to do, Pisces. I feel like you're blessed either way. So understand, it's almost like tuning in and understanding what your deeper calling is. Some of you, again, are already in tune and you know this. You're on the path. Or it's like, I might not be conscious of exactly what I'm meant to do in this world. Or it's like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't know what form it is. I don't know what form it takes. Trust God, trust Spirit, trust universe to guide you. Because again, y'all are like I'm getting like a big faith link here. I'm getting like, you know, I trusted the universe. Some of you might have taken a big leap. Some of you are just, you know, maybe you just decided the other day, I'm going to tune into my intuition. Spirit is applauding you. First of all, I'm hearing like the ones that made that move, or if you were thinking about making that move, they are literally here cheering you on, going, yes, that is your next step. That's what we want you to do. So take this reading as a confirmation that that is your next step. And it's almost like you're trusting that with each step, you will become more and more clear of the form that your purpose is meant to take. We can have multiple purposes, multiple callings in a single lifetime. Just keep that in mind. That doesn't have to be one particular thing. So don't be afraid of what comes up, because it can always change, right? I know some people are like, oh gosh, I want the freedom. I don't want to be locked into one thing. Or it's like, oh my gosh, I went to school and I studied medicine, but I came out wanting to do law. Or like, oh my gosh, I came out and wanting to like do a creative business and content creation. What the heck was all of that for? You know, I don't want people like, you know, you lived, you did what you wanted at the time, or you did what you thought you had to do at the time, and then now you are growing and changing as a person. Isn't that freaking wonderful? You're going on to the next card, blessings and abundance. I just heard the word for you, blessings, guys. So literally like you are blessed whatever path you take, and this is direct confirmation of that. Blessings and abundance are to follow. And again, it's that trusting your intuition, it's that syncing up. It's not going to look perfect. Some of it might be rocky. You're going to be tested on your faith sometimes, and that's okay. It's almost like you have this wisdom and this understanding to get through it. I still see you being human and falling to the floor and crying and going, oh my gosh. And that doesn't mean that bad times are ahead. It's inevitable, you know, but it's almost like I'm connecting with somebody who understands that there are good and there are ick. Like we talked about this a little bit with Cancer, about understanding the duality of life and understanding that following your intuition isn't always the easiest path. And it's almost like you have this understanding of, it's not like I'm going to be rewarded, but it's almost like I get to experience the magic of the universe while we co-create. And then sometimes, yes, things are going to happen. Like things are going to happen, and it's almost like whether it's coming up, be it a test, be it to sharpen my resilience or sharpen my skills, or just to ground me back into my body so I could step away from spirit for a while and focus on me. Whatever the case may be, Pisces, it almost feels like you are very understanding, and it's almost like you'll grow and still have a strong standing relationship with spirit. I know sometimes when shit happens, like, you know, when shit hits the fan, people are like, oh gosh, spirit sucks. And it's like, why would they do this to me? And I don't see you doing that. If you did, some of you actually might have felt that way before, but then it changed and then it shifted, and then you were able to view life differently. And that's so interesting. I love that. Because it's almost like I feel like I'm speaking to, especially like, dang, especially my Cancers and Pisces. It's almost like it feels like you guys have already grown so much. Like a lot of the lessons that I typically preach on this channel, it almost feels like you've learned them. I'm speaking to people who have already learned them. What do I have left to teach you? You also have Bat Spirit. So I'm going to pull from the book so we can dive into this message. Let's see. Bat. Darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns, no more lingering in the past. When in balance, it accepts, adapts, and adjusts. When out of balance, it refuses to let go or reminisces. To bring back into balance, watch the sunrise. So again, that was a big one. So sometimes I read that last little blurb about what to bring into balance, and sometimes it doesn't stick with the energy that I'm syncing up with. This one does. Quite literally, get your asses out there. Excuse my French. Get your asses out there and watch the sunrise. I don't care if you got to set your alarm for an hour before the sunrise because you wake up like, you know, like, it takes me like 40 minutes to wake up, Amanda. What are you talking about? Get out there, because it's almost like I like, for a lot of you, it's almost like you need a physical representation of moving on. Some of you might do spell work. Some of you might vent out something on pieces of paper and burn it, or like, you need to put something to the physical. So like I'm writing my venting stuff on paper, and then I'm just, I'm better. I've released something. It's almost like there's something about having a physical, like some of you could be into witchy practices or something, like something to take the energy and put it into like some type of physical form to help you work with it a little easier. Some of you could be very visual learners, like I have to see it or I have to engage with it in order to have those lessons really set in or to have that energy really set in. But I'm getting that'll be the key to help transition your energy a little bit better during this rebirth time. So that might help. It's almost like that's a tool available to you, Pisces, something that you might want to try. For some of you also, if you are into plants, repotting your plants or like doing something renewing with your plants, like not necessarily watering them, but it's almost like there's like propagating and starting anew or something. Like I'm just getting some type of physical thing you can do to anchor yourself, right? And like signify or symbolize a new beginning for you. But it's that full moon in Scorpio. Full moon is a time to let go. In Scorpio, we are not only releasing our fears, but getting in touch with our deepest desires and our fears and our dreams. So we also have 558 from Angel Numbers, pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I always read these messages twice. The road ahead is clearing, and you are moving forward in a fearless way. Know that divine love is on your side. One more time. The road ahead is clearing, and you are moving forward in a fearless way. Know that divine love is on your side. So that being said, Pisces, I hope this helped. That was your reading. If any of this made sense, resonated, whatever, you want to keep up to date, like and subscribe, all the things. I am going to go pass out on the bed or something, or take a break, drink some tea, or the rest of my coffee or something, because my voice is almost gone after this. But I'm so glad I got this message to you, because I've been trying to do this for days and I've just been feeling like absolute crap. So that being said, in case anyone wondered how this full moon in Scorpio is treating me, that's how this is going right now. So that being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, Pisces, and I'll see you next time. Bye.